Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Reporter's Notebook. For those of you who have not watched Reporter's Notebook before, it's where we get a chance to sit down with some of our reporters at the end of the day and kind of talk about the behind the scenes of a life of a reporter here at WNCT. Today, I'm joined by Kayla Schmidt on Skype.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Or Emily?
Some really cool information for us, some behind the scenes of the life of a reporter. So as most of you know, our weather team, our first alert meteorologist weather team, is tracking the storm, the hurricane that is coming this weekend up from the coast, up from Florida. So they're continuing to track that, look at its projection on when it's going to, hit landfall, if it's going to hit landfall, how affected we're going to be here in North Carolina. So you can stay updated with them on that. But as a reporter, hurricane days and hurricane coverage is totally different than a normal day. So I'm going to let Kayla talk a little bit more about this because this will be my first hurricane season as a reporter. So Kayla, talk to us a little bit about, what it's like to be a reporter on hurricane days, doing some hurricane coverage.
Well, Emily, I've taken the last week to start preparing myself and to start preparing my vehicle for hurricane season. And now that one looks like it is approaching North Carolina, I have began preparing even more. Now we know we're going to have some crews out possibly Sunday, Monday. So I went ahead and prepared myself, and I'm going to share that with you all to really see what goes on in the behind the scenes of the reporter on the camera in the rain. So first, I want to just show you my trunk and basically how I've prepared myself in that sense. So in the trunk, we have a 40-liter bottle, I can't even talk, some water bottle packs. We have snacks that won't go bad, some chewy bars, some Pop-Tarts, easy, eat it, force it down, even though the adrenaline's kind of pushing you through anyways. You always want to make sure you have the snacks on you. That's my most important tip, I would say. Then you got to worry about the water. That's where this comes in. I always try to get myself some camping gear. I got myself this easy dry camp towel that I'll keep in the back here. God forbid equipment gets wet or a mic or anything like that. That is for that. We are in COVID season. Let's not forget. So you don't want to forget extra masks, hand sanitizer, possibly gloves, whatever you feel most comfortable with, especially when you're going to be out there. You might be alone, but you're paired in groups. Still want to stay safe on that end. So make sure you're really prepared with extra masks because, it's going to get rainy. They might get wet. You want to stay prepared. I also have Gatorade, get those electrolytes in, and I'll probably pick up some of the pre-made Starbucks coffee to also have before a shift. Reporters during hurricane season usually work 12-hour shifts, so you have to stay prepared. Next, you don't want to forget rain boots. Rain boots, you should have these in your vehicle at all times, but during hurricane season, rain boots are a reporter's best friend. Next on the list, I know it's a lot, but I like to be extra prepared. Body wipes. You're out there for 12 hours. You don't know what you're going to get yourself into. You want to be prepared. An extra poncho. And an adult rain suit. This covers the top and bottom. But this is not what you're going to just wear alone. You'll be wearing the adult rain suit, the poncho, and your WNCT raincoat to keep you extra safe. Emily, are you ready to move on to the other part of the car, or have you had enough?
I am definitely ready for this. I need all the tips I can get. You guys are learning some information. I'm definitely learning some information because I'll be stocking up my car the exact same way this weekend. So let's get into it, Kayla.
All right, so we're done in the trunk section. Also, important to note, you can access the trunk from inside the vehicle. I know that involves climbing, but hey, we're MMJs, we're on the go. We can do it. I'm going to come over to my side door here. I'm trying to get doing this by myself, so I'm trying to get the best spot for you guys. Emily, how's the view? Can you see? All right. So first, sandbags. Why? To hold your tripod up so it doesn't blow away in the wind. Usually a photographer, if you have a sturdy enough tripod, it should be okay, but your tripod's holding all of your equipment. You want that to be the sturdiest thing. Sandbags is the cure. As you can see, I also have laid down a tarp already on my back seat that will keep my seat dry and equipment dry as I dry it off and put it back in. Equipment shouldn't be wet anyway, since you will cover it with a lot of different things, if that might be plastic or a actual rain-proof cover supplied to you. You also have your inverter, so you got your power on the go. It's, again, COVID season, a 6-foot stick. Not saying you're going to interview anybody, but if you come across something and you want to get some sound, hey, it's a good way to stay away from the danger too. And last but not least is the raincoat. I keep it on the passenger side, hung there, so I can easily pull it over, pull it up, and get out there. But I have one more trick of the trade, Emily, if you'd like to see that. Are you ready? Oh, one more thing. You want your flashlight, and you want more than one. That's for if power goes out, a lighting situation, anything like that. Now we are just going to take a look into my front seat here, and you can see it is already bagged up. So when I get in out after a shot or a whip in the rain, there won't be any wetness on my cushion seats, which will prevent smell and just uncomfortableness in general. On the other side of my vehicle, so we're taking advantage of all spots of the vehicle, as you can see here. We're not just putting everything in one place. But you have to remember where you put everything. That's the key. I got my laptop right here in the front seat next to me. I also have pushed my passenger seat all the way back to kind of hold my equipment in place in the back seat here and give me more room up here. I have another pack of water up here in the front seat. And a thing I discovered this year specifically is an outdoor phone pack. So you throw your phone in here. I used to use a plastic bag. This is obviously going to be a little more safe, especially if you shoot with your phone. And I know during hurricanes, shooting with our phones is definitely an easier way to get content out and quick. Also, batteries. And last but not least, your IFB. So you don't want to forget that. And what an IFB is, for people that don't know, is how you go live, how you hear your cue and everything. I know it sounds the most simple thing, but during a hurricane, you're thinking about so much as a reporter. You sometimes forget the basics. So that is my little tour of my news vehicle for you. I'm sure I'll be adding more during this weekend before I venture off to North Topsail Beach. But for now, that is my, I was going to say stash, my stuff. Back to you, Emily.
Thank you so much, Kayla. That is awesome. And like Kayla had said a few times, during hurricane coverage days, us reporters work 12-hour shifts. So we get teamed up with one or two other reporters. Sometimes we have a photographer with us, sometimes we don't. It just kind of depends. And we get assigned a location or a general location to get coverage of. So I will be teamed, I know so far, with Amber Joseph for Monday to be tracking some of the hurricane coverage. Like Kayla just said, she's going to be in Topsail Beach. So, you know, Cross your fingers for us, guys. Pray for us. Obviously, Kayla, we're going to be really stocked up with some good supplies to make sure that we are safe and staying hydrated and, you know, keeping our bellies full, but also giving you guys the best and most up-to-date coverage that we possibly can during this storm. So, Kayla, thank you so much for joining me for this. You gave some great information. I am definitely going to use some of the tips that you've given. And I'm sure this is a really cool behind the scenes for a lot of people kind of wondering, you know, what we do on hurricane coverage. How do we get out there? What do we have to wear and be prepared for? So thank you so much for joining me, Kayla. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.